Hello YouTube fam. Today we're playing the Queen's Guard in Brothers War Standard. The Queen's Guard is based around a Brothers War card called Queen Kayla bin Krug, which is the only card in our deck that's actually not a soldier. It's a 3 mana, 1 red white legendary creature, human noble. A lot of humans in this deck as well. I think everyone is a human except for Valiant Veteran and Yoshin Frontliner, so that's something to note as well. But anyway, back to Kayla. A 2/3 with the ability of 4 tap, discard all cards in your hand, then draw that many cards. Not too powerful effect, but it has some looting aspects. Then you may choose an artifact or creature. Card with mana value 1, you discard it this way. Then do the same for artifact or creature cards with mana values 2 or 3. Return those cards to the battlefield. So not only are you discarding a bunch of cards and drawing cards, but let's say you discard 3 cards, you discard a recruitment officer, you discard a Baird, you discard a King Darien, and then you return those 3, and you get to draw 3 cards. Pretty absurd value here. If you can kind of see the idea in this deck creator's Aether Llama's head. Shout out to Aether Llama. You can see the idea in their head, which is so much mad value. Also, just surrounded by a very potent lineup of strong soldiers, which have been good in this format so far with Recruitment Officer, Yoshin Frontliner, Thalia, Valiant Veteran, Brutal Cathar, Siege Veteran, the backbone of any good soldier deck. And then this deck has some legendary soldiers as well. In addition to Thalia, we also have Hajar, Loyal Bodyguard, which are 2 mana 3/3, and you can sacrifice it to give legendary creatures you control +1/+1 indestructible to end of turn. Also have Spared, which at the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power greater than its base power, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. So ways we can get cards to have creatures to have power greater than its base power. Yoshin Frontliner on turn 1 can make a Baird token on turn 2. Valiant Veteran can give creatures power greater than their base power. Siege Veteran can as well, and also King Darien can as well. So Baird fits very well into this strategy. And then we also have King Darien, which is this card we featured on this channel before, that says 1 green white, 2/3 legendary creature human soldier. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. So another lord for the soldier deck. Also has additional text as well. Alrighty, that's basically the entire plan with the Queen's Guard. Let's see how it rolls in the ladder. Okay, we're going first, and we do have that Yoshin Frontliner Baird combo that we were referencing, so we are going to keep. Question is, what are we going to play on turn 1? Go to our main phase. What are we going to play on turn 1? It's a good question. Obviously the Yoshin Frontliner, but I think we're going to play a Secluded Courtyard and name Soldier. Play this Yoshin Frontliner. So we will play this Plaza of Heroes next turn. And since Baird is a legendary creature, we can make a 1/1 and do all that while not having to pay any life to cast it, which is really nice. Yeah, getting the 1/1 bonus here. Next turn, King Darien will give us +1/+1, and we'll make another token with Baird if they don't kill our Baird. So Baird threatening to run away with this game right now. And this was for our opponent. Not ideal unless they have a play with fire for them. If they have a play with fire, you definitely want to kill the Braid, and they do. The Baird, I mean, that was a good play for them. They're looking good there. No blocks from us. We're gonna play King Darien next turn. Play a King Darien, and yeah, we're just gonna get in. See, we had a really big potential to go off with Baird if our opponent did not recognize that Baird was gonna be such a threat with a play with fire, but alas, they did. So now we're gonna have to build our board the old-fashioned way. Give our creature tokens hexproof and indestructible for now, so our opponent can't kill them. Opponent's getting in, though. Thalia was a good draw. Play this so they can't kill our stuff on the cheap, and then play the Valiant Veteran and get in with another 5-piece chicken nugget meal. Opponent's under pressure here. Now they're going to have a lot harder time casting multiple spells, at least. Unless they're creatures, of course. Gonna need to draw something powerful here. Maybe a Queen Kayla. I don't know. We'll see. Don't think we'll play out any more lands, though. I think 4 is where we want to stay. And now we'll keep these in hand just in case we do draw the queen. Although we could also get the Valiant Veteran going in that event. It died in the middle of combat or something. We'll see. Definitely not going to block here. And they pass. Okay, well, we actually had a decision there on how we were going to attack. Our opponent must not have something they can cast. Just figures they're going to get run over on that turn. We'll take it. GG's. One on the board for soldiers. On to the next one. Okay, we're going first again, and this hand does look pretty good, so we're going to keep. Question is, what do we want to lead on? Do we want to lead on the frontliner or the recruitment officer? I'm not sure why we keep having a upkeep stop set. Comment down below if you figured that out. Maybe I'll figure it out by the end of the video. Alrighty, we're gonna cast this recruitment officer that deals more damage. Next turn, depending on what our opponent has, we expect their spell heavy deck. We're gonna slam this Thalia. If not, we'll play this Ajar. What's on Mountain? See if they kill a recruitment officer to our face. Sure, okay. And that means we're definitely going to want to play Thalia. Do we have Queen Kayla? See what our opponent has this turn. We do draw a land. We can Brutal Cathar, whatever they're... You know, if they have a 2-mana 2/2 haste here. Another play with fire, sure. It took their whole turn, though. Another land, okay. So we can cast this Queen Kayla either way, no matter what we name on this. So I think that means we're going to name Soldier. In case we draw any... Soldiers need lots of different mana colors cast in the same turn. So yeah, we're going to play this Queen Kayla this turn. That way, if we draw land next turn, we can just get a lot of value. Really puts the onus on our opponent to remove the Queen Kayla. So yeah, we draw exactly untapped land this next turn, and this Queen Kayla lives. We'll be in a good spot to just dump our entire hand on the battlefield. So let's hope we can live the dream here. Untapped land. Couldn't quite get there. So I think that means we're going to play this Brutal Cathar. And just develop our board that way. Although there's better targets to Brutal Cathar, actually. So yeah, I think we're going to play this Ajar. Getting some damage on our opponent. Play the Ocean frontliner. And get as much pressure on our opponent as possible. And conceal this Brutal Cathar in case they try to stabilize with a creature here. We have like a Rodist Firebrand. That's going to get a +1/+1 for this Kumano. Yeah, I think, definitely keeping the Blue Cathar there was good. Dang, we were one land away from just getting our opponent with the Queen Kayla. Man, that would have been sweet. But now I guess we're going to try to get them with this Brutal Cathar. So that didn't have any stick or anything. So we're just going to attack our opponent straight up. Do a bunch of damage. Opponent's down to 3. And they recognize that that was all she wrote. Queen Kayla, just a 3-mana 2/3 that time. But oh, she could have been so much more. A little unfortunate, but we'll see if we can get her activated in the next games. Okay, so our opponent goes first this time. And we're about to keep a pretty good hand. So yeah, we'll keep this named Soldier here. I don't know. What did I do to... Is there a setting I hit? Just always start on full control. Never to Sharon. Soldier to get this recruitment officer down. When it could also be on soldiers. The Adakar Waste lead. Not a lot of Adakar Wastes running around in blue-white control. And it's going to attack first here. Opponent could have a Resolute Reinforcements, but it's a risk you take. Play a Thalia here. Opponent didn't need exactly cut down to be able to kill this Thalia this turn. See, they have it. They do not. Opponent's on Esper of some sort. Heavy black being invoked despair deck with 2 swamps in it. And they do have a removal spell with the Thalia. Okay. Play this Plaza, I believe, and the Siege Veteran. Get this Recruitment Officer ticking up on some +1 counters. See if our opponent has anything really good here. We have creatures attacking, but that's really about it. We don't have any disruption. I think we're going to play the Brushland pre-combat, just in case they go for our Recruitment Officer. And we'll activate it. Sure. And now, opponent did put that on the bottom. I think we are going to extend some more here. Another Hajar and another Recruitment Officer. It's super punished. They have a Wrath here, but that's just kind of a game we're playing at this point. No other legendary creatures to protect with a Hajar. We'll kill this with Hajar. Just sacrifice, really for no reason, but... And a Graveyard Trespasser, okay. Thalia. And coming in with a Recruitment Officer. Opponent's probably inclined to, not inclined to block, okay. So even if we play Thalia, we can't make sure they don't play an Invoke Despair next turn. I think with these Recruitment Officers, we are going to keep playing lands, even though we could hold them for Queen Kayla, but it's a long way away, and our opponents likely have a removal spell for any one thing we have. The opponent's got a good blocker here for us. Queen Kayla or King Darien? Yeah, I think King Darien's better here. Play this Cooled Courtyard. And yeah, we'll play it again on Soldier, since we have the Plaza of Heroes already. And this time I think we'll play the Thalia. And then pass with the Recruitment Officer up. And just get more value out of that. Go ahead and pass the turn. Opponent's got Swamp, okay. Can activate this Recruitment Officer, see if we can hit another creature. A Baird. Baird's pretty good. Yeah, we'll take the Baird. And a Siege Veteran. And we're going to play the Saganjo. And we're going to play Baird and Siege Veteran, I think. Yeah. Oh, we have a lot of avenues there. Really, we're just scared of our opponent's Wrath, so we're trying to play around a Wrath just in case they do happen to have it. Looks like their deck is built around a lot of 1-for-1 removal, but you never know. It's the best one ladder. People could be doing whatever. So we were game planning around a Wrath there, but I think we had that comfortably in hand if they're not really drawing to that. Looks like our opponent wasn't drawing to Wrath based on the early contestants. So, alrighty. GG's. On to the next one. Okay, we're going first, and this hand looks to be pretty good. So I think we'll play the... what are we going to play in turn 1? Not sure. Recruitment Officer is just better. The better card. Man, again with this full control. Recruitment Officer looks to be a little better. So we'll start with that. The only way we really get punished is if we draw exactly Baird next turn. But then even then we don't get punished because we can't play Baird next turn anyway. Alrighty, so we can play Queen Kayla next turn. Oh my gosh, I mistitled our queen here. Can play Queen Kayla next turn, but I think we want to get one of these 3-drops out of our hand before we do. See what our opponent has. They're playing Orzhov. I don't know which one I'm more afraid of dying. They're about the same. So we'll do this Siege Veteran in case they're trying to play to a Wrath. Look at Path of Peril. Path of Peril next turn. Gives us 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens to rebuild. I think that's area really only reason to play it this way. See if they kill it now before they don't kill it before combat. Here we'll place it on the Ocean Frontliner, make them both 2 power. What has a lot of stops here. Imagine having a removal spell. If they did, they probably would have wanted to use it on the Siege Veteran when they had the opportunity to, but not 100% sure. I mean, okay. So it was a march, so it could only hit the recruitment officer, and they must have really wanted the recruitment officer instead of the Ocean Frontliner. Harvester, sure. So yeah, this turn I could definitely see us playing Queen Kayla and looting away these lands. And I'm going to put the +1/+1 counter on the veteran. And when we're going to attack and put the +1/+1 on the veteran to make it outside of blockable range for the Blood Tithe Harvester. If they want to trade with the Ocean Frontliner, I think it's relatively fine. Next turn we can get a King Darian in play, so we can have the King and Queen combo going. We'll see though. If we draw a 2-drop or something, it'd be elite as well. Like a Baird, potentially. What's on 4 mana? Not really a big Wrath turn, but you never know. Really hoping this Queen Kayla lives. I'd like to spin the wheel on that one time. See exactly how. Oh, come on! Don't look at Queen Kayla like that. You don't need to do that. Need another blood to kill it with a harvest turn. They're taking a good long look at Queen Kayla. This is not really a matchup you expect to be able to go off with your Queen Kayla, considering how much 1-for-1 removal spells you would expect our opponent to have in this situation. They decide they would rather kill the veteran. They're more afraid of the damage. Okay. So, I mean, it's definitely an interesting point to note there. Their opponent is quite scared from the damage. Let's say they have one for both. They have one for both. I don't know why they're tanking this long. They should just kill both if they do. Okay, they do have both. Yeah, that was pretty good for our opponent. Our opponent should have done that first when they still had the blood. And now I think we're going to start holding lands since we don't have a recruitment officer in hand. So in case we draw Queen Kayla next turn, we can keep lands in hand to discard just to loot away. Now our opponent is out of things to Rite of Oblivion. Kind of in a tough spot. They've 1/1 us to death. Yeah, that's a good one there. I mean, next turn we would probably play another land to put a +1/+1 counter on Darian to make and all that. But see what opponent has here. That's all they have. If they have a cut down here, it'd be kind of brutal. If they had a cut down, I feel like they would be doing that a lot earlier, though. We can attempt to make an army with this King Darian. Opponent does have a land. And a frontliner. Okay, frontliner is just alright. I think we need to get some value out of this King Darian while we can. Definitely attacking with both, though. Make our opponent make the block in the Ocean Frontliner. I think we'll keep this King Darian up at instant speed in case our opponent's next follow-up is like a Liliana or something like that. +1/+1 counter on this Darian could also be very relevant as well. Yosin Frontliner coming back from the graveyard is going to be big as well, potentially. As in Hasty Unearthed Creature. It's not lethal, though. Unless let's say, like, wipe our board here and we draw, you know, another Kingdarian or a 2-mana Lord or anything. Phyrexian Missionary, full kick, gonna get back this Harvester. Do they have a land to play this Harvester? That's the question. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good play. But I'm definitely happy to be making that play. To me, that means if they're playing this many creatures, definitely gonna bet on them not having any Wraths. So I feel pretty good about just going away with this Kingdarian and then playing the Yosin Frontliner and pumping Kingdarian next turn if we don't draw something better to do with our mana. Ah, yes, I see. Very good draw. Easy game. Drop Brutal Cathar. Be better than your opponents. Oh my gosh, it's on nighttime. Oh my goodness. Well, we're definitely going to play 2 spells during our turn. Oh my goodness. Wow, oh wow, oh wow. Question is, do we pass here? If we attack with everyone we're available to. Yeah. I think we actually have to pass here. I mean, we could obviously trade our Kingdarian for this Graveyard Glutton. But they would also gain 2 life. Actually, I think we are going to attack. And put the +1 on Kingdarian. Put it to our opponent. Make him play. I think that this is a solid play. They can eat our 3/3 if they want, but then we're eating their 2/3. They can't block like this because they're dead. They do. So yeah, okay. So they can eat our 3/3, but we eat their 2/3. And we're gonna flip this Moonrage Brute onto this Graveyard Glutton. Oh, except for we don't have anything to discard. Should not have played that land. Man, that was not a good play from me. We could lose this game now. We could definitely lose this game. Have the Yosin Frontliner, though. Harvester from our opponent, sure. Get into blood. Can they play this Rite of Oblivion from the yard? Do they have enough mana? Okay, so yeah. Definitely not going to play this Battlefield Forge. And we are going to full swing again. And we're going to pump 2 2/2s, I think, to get as much damage through as possible. Man, I can't believe I misplayed by playing that land instead of having it available to discard to the Trespasser, because we'd be in a much more enviable position this turn if that was the case. But yes, we're just attacking with everybody. This is also not a token. Okay, so it doesn't get affected by Kingdarian. Opponent's in a tank. I guess they have 1 removal spell. If they had multiple removal spells, I'd be a little worried. Like triple cut down or something here would definitely get us, but it'd still be in a commanding position. We're standing with everybody. Probably should have pumped this Frontliner and this 3/3, but that's okay. See what our opponent has. Probably going to be tough to get out of this one, even though I'm misplaying over here. Soldiers doing their thing. Queen Kayla put the pressure on, though. If they didn't remove Queen Kayla, we're gonna go off. So Queen Kayla did her job, eating a crucial removal spell. Okay, we're fine with this. See what our opponent has for removal. And I'm sorry. You needed 5 damage there, opponent. You can deal 4, but it's still coming through. And GG's. -7 to the dome. Getting there with soldiers. Alrighty, Queen Kayla's... The Queen's Guard is coming through today. Alrighty, let's get on to the next one. Okay, our opponent is captain. We have Recruitment Officer Tron here, but I don't think you can mulligan these hands, as awkward as they are. Don't think you can mulligan these. So we're gonna start on the Secluded Courtyard here for Soldier. Next turn, play the Battlefield Forge. Plaza does not help you cast the White Man and Recruitment Officer, so you're gonna need to have a Battlefield Forge to get them all out next turn. Or we could play Thalia if we think that's the main play next turn. And we're gonna attack. See what our opponent is feeling here. They have a cut down. We want them to make them use it now, so they can't use it on this Thalia. Cut down's super effective against Thalia. If they do tap out here to kill a recruitment officer, we can play this Thalia, and then we can basically prevent a Liliana from coming down next turn. Because it would be very unfortunate if they still had cut down, and let's say they cut down our Thalia and then untap played Liliana. That's probably game if it happens, but we'll see. They have exactly cut. Oh my gosh, they do have exactly cut down. The discipline from our opponent. Nice job from JP Green here. Let's see if they have a Liliana to round us out. Flash Scourger. Okay, well, could have been worse, definitely. Yeah, I think we're gonna play this Battlefield Forge and then just our entire hand besides King Darien. And next turn, the plan is to get a King Darien down and really jam for a bunch. Oh yeah, it's got a lot harder now. Alright, now the plan is to draw a Brutal Cathar because that card is very good. And we're good at Magic if we draw it. And I could kill this Flesh Scourger by blocking with a frontliner and an officer. But then we'd have 2 backswing if we drew. So I only think we're winning this game if we draw Brutal Cathar exactly next turn. So is it better to have killed our opponent's Flesh Scourger in that situation? I don't think so. Okay, we didn't draw it. So we'll just play this King Darien. And pass. It's not looking good for us, though. Now, at least this turn, we can block the Phyrexian Flesh Scourger and not have to tribute 2 creatures. But now that's not true. So this one's not looking good, folks. Opponent has had, yeah, cut down, go for the throat, and then 2 big creatures to stop us. And they don't attack, though. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's... Queen Kayla. Queen Kayla's a Nombo with a shelter on the other side, but we'll see. We're gonna need to draw Brutal Cathar for sure. If our opponent doesn't want to keep attacking, though, we're certainly fine with that. We're getting to the life total where things are getting shaky. Opponent probably has a removal spell, but they decided Queen Kayla wasn't worth it. And they don't want to attack again. The Ocean Frontliner, huh? Well, we didn't come here not to do Queen Kayla shenanigans, so we're going to take some damage doing this. Get this Frontliner back. Take some damage. Gonna keep the Battlefield Forge in tow. Pass the turn. Obviously, we have to block this upcoming turn. See what our opponent has. Removal. Yeah, Queen Kayla, not the best looking card with a sheltered staring you across the face. Nothing again from our opponent. So yeah, we're just slowly dying to this sheltered. And I honestly don't think there's anything we can do, but I think honestly, the plan is to recruitment officer into a brutal Cathar at our end step and block until we can get there. If they have any sort of damage or anything, we're dead here, but if they have a removal spell for the brutal Cathar, we're dead. That's just what's going on. We're also dead if they have an Invoke to spare. GG's. Dang, okay. We were close on that one, just a brutal Cathar or two away, but you know that happens. Mono Black's pretty well set up against these soldier decks. So GG's already. On to the next one. Okay, so our opponent goes first, but we can't cast any non-legendary spells. So the question is, do we draw land? It's a pretty good hand if we do. I'm going to believe in it. Again, we have that upkeep set stop. Okay, Plaza Heroes. I mean, we can play this Dahlia on turn 2 into King Darien on turn 3, so it's not a terrible hand regardless. Well, it's on Teamer. Third Path Iconoclast. Okay. Well, that was something we could have cast on turn 1, but that's okay. Making our opponent harder to place, his ability to play spells harder is going to be nice, though, considering they seem to be a spell deck if they're playing Third Path Iconoclast. This turn they can't cast a Thirst for Discovery, at least. Hey, we're attacking all day, though. Voltic Surge, Fatigue Surge, sure. We'll play second one. Do that another cheap removal spell. We're stuck on lands that can cast spells, though. It's a little unfortunate. It's the hand we kept, though. Okay, whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, look at the top card. If it's a land, put it in your hand. If you don't, you put it in the graveyard. Well, that seems to be a pretty good combo with Third Path Iconoclast. Can't blame them there. We're really looking for an untapped land into Brutal Cathar here. And they have another Voltage Surge. Wow, another 1-mana removal spell. That's tough. And they do hit the land off the top, too, with a Sarenth Steel Seeker. That's a big game for them. Skilled Courtyard is a good draw on Soldier here. Yeah, definitely playing this Brutal Cathar onto this Iconoclast. And we're going to hope our opponent's out of removal spells at this point. If they aren't, it's not looking good, but at least they don't get another token off of whatever kills the Cathar. See what they got, though. We have another Brutal Cathar coming. Bankbuster, okay. And that's definitely good. And it potentially draws them a land. They bid in the Haywire Might. They have a second one. Oh, this Steel Seeker is going off right now. Absolutely eating. Question is, do we need a Brutal Cathar the Steel Seeker to prevent them getting a lot of value? They're already getting a lot of value as it is. Yeah, I think we just need to play out spells at this point. I think we can hit something better with this Brutal Cathar. Just need to build a board here to oppose our opponent's board. And pass. Don't really want to trade the Brutal Cathar with a Steel Seeker and a Soldier. It's not really a great... Or two soldiers, yeah. Two of these three creatures don't really feel like it's a good trade for giving them their Third Path Iconoclast back. Jaya. Okay. Jaya can make a monk with prowess. Means they are not drawing this turn, though. That wasn't a bad draw. Yeah, I think we're going to play Recruitment Officer and Siege Veteran. And if they're on mostly damage-based removal spell, I think we're going to want to try to grow this Brutal Cathar out of range here. So I think we're just going to go up on a Brutal Cathar a bunch of times with a Siege Veteran. Like, they could mine us and jam with the whole team, and we could trade out basically our whole board, but they would kill the Brutal Cathar. So opponent does have that option available to them. Is it good? I'm not sure. Depends on how much they feel like they need this third path Iconoclast. As we know, third path Iconoclast is a good card. We have a Brutal Cathar in tow, though. We'll see. See if we can go toe-to-toe with our opponent here. Opponent's got 2 more cards with a Bank Buster. Another Monk. They don't want to... They don't feel like they need the cards, which... Opponent being in a more desperate situation might be beneficial to us. But, okay, they don't have anything. And now this Moonrage Brute has first strike, which is pretty nice. And we're going to get this King Darien down. To give a lot of our things +1/+1. Do they have a removal spell for this Valiant Veteran? And they do. Interesting. That they didn't sack this Haywire Might to kill the Brute. It's an interesting question here, whether we should attack with a Brute or not, since those things have prowess, but I think getting this to 6 power means we should. Yeah, opponent just wisely going to jump off here. And we're going to pass. So if we can get to a point where we can just make a bunch of King Darien tokens and make King Darien big, it's going to be pretty good for us. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But our opponent needs removal spells for a couple different creatures at this point. And they don't want to cast 2 spells in a turn because it will flip our Moonrage Brute. Our opponent having these monks is pretty scary for us, though, considering they can get pumped a bunch.
Taught them everything they know.
Yeah, we're going to have mana sinks the rest of this game, which is going to be nice. Iconoclast, free combat. Okay. Limits the amount of spells they can play at least next turn. And a Bankbuster main phase. I mean, that's going to give a lot of prowess and whatnot, but we're going to be able to have a big swing at them next turn at this Jaya. Opponent's going to have to really try to put in work to keep this Jaya alive. Especially with green wide open. Green-blue, I mean, open. Alright, we're gonna try to tag this Iconoclast again, I believe. And the Baird, that's a good one. That's a good one. Maybe we'll move to combat here. Put another +1/+1 on this Brutal Cathar. And get in with the crew. At Jaya. Give a crewman officer, I believe, a +1/+1. This Haymire White can sacrifice a non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment, which we don't have. Opponent's gonna draw. Obviously, they could crew this Bankbuster, but we're hoping to hit them with this surprise Valiant Veteran here. Yep, crewing. Okay, they're blocking the 2/2, and they're going to jump out a bunch of the rest. We are A-okay with that. Definitely fine with that. Okay, they're going to double block the Yoshin frontliner. Doesn't matter to us which way they go. I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on everybody, though. To save this frontliner. And pass. We're clearing out a lot of our opponent's board here, which is nice. Still going to be kind of tough to get to this Jaya in time, but that's the plan. Now this Moonrage Brute has first strike. And now we can make Baird's next turn. We have this Brutal Cathar as well. So it's going to be on its backside, unless our opponent plays 2 spells. Which my guess is they're not going to want to do.
Go on.
It's an interesting game for sure. Iconoclast, yep. See if they play a second spell. If they do, we get to play another Brutal Cathar or hit or flip this Moonrage Brute. Okay, they don't seem to be interested in doing that. So now we have Baird plus Siege Veteran or Baird plus Brutal Cathar. And their Jai's Emblem it's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, Siege Veteran and Baird. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Try to make some 2/2s. And we probably should have attacked first. Yeah, definitely should have attacked first. That was just bad form in general. Probably should always just attack first if you can. +1/+1 on the Yoshin Frontliner to make it a 4-power creature. Yeah, we'll just make it a 5-power creature to make it harder to block with the Bank Buster. Yeah, these 3 coming in at Jaya. I'm gonna pump up the Recruitment Officer. This one's close for sure. Opponent does have 8 to block the Moonrage Brood, but the first strike coming through would negate all that. Opponent is gonna get this Jaya emblem, seemingly. Getting some life off the Haywire Might. Okay, we'll see how big this Jaya emblem is going to be. Definitely an interesting game here. Alright, 2 1/1s coming their way, for sure. So we flipped the Brutal Cathar, obviously, there, and we're going to hit this Iconoclast. Opponent has a Terra Thunder. That was unexpected. Yikes. Opponent's going to make a huge board. Terra Thunder, sure. Can't do anything about the Terra Thunder. King Darien only protects creature tokens. Brutal Cathar, fortunately, is not. See what our opponent does. I honestly think our opponent's Jaya is better. Oof. Yeah, they're drawing a bunch of cards here. Yes, this one's going to be tough. I'm not sure how we're meant to win this game, but we can block for a long time. That's for certain. Our opponent's going to need some sort of mass pump. Probably to get through everything we have.
Get out there and blaze a path.
Think swift like a Felidar.
One on top, okay. I wonder what that is. If it's a Voltage Surge, I want to use it now. Must not be. I guess we're going to play mana just in case we get to double King Darien or something absurd like that. And I really don't think we can profitably attack here. There's just so much going on. And we're going to go up on Baird twice, I believe. Since we can get the King Darien out of Voltage Surge range at any time. But we're going to make a bunch of 2/2s. Gonna be a long one, folks. We're gearing up for a long one for sure. Our opponent can probably win this game if they have ways to deal direct damage.
My
Or
final
like
lesson?
more red spells than just Voltage Surge. that they've already cast 3 of. See if they have other red instants or sorceries in their deck. If they have lightning strikes in their deck, we are dead many times over. We'll see if they do. Steel Seeker, yep. Opponent has 31 cards in their deck. We're at 43. There's something to be noting here. Haywire Might. So, honestly, I'm not sure we can kill our opponent since we just don't have anything to give our creatures flying or anything like that. But we could certainly make a huge board. Oh, opponent is going to draw, I mean, the most amount of cards you've ever seen. That's pretty good. I think we're gonna have to Brutal Cathar the Sky Strike Officer next turn, although they already have basically infinite cards. I guess we're not too worried about that. But I think we're gonna try to punish our opponent for casting multiple cards in a turn. Opponent has a lot of soldiers. They can draw. Oh, they can only draw 1 card this turn. Okay, you know what? We'll take that. They imagine they're gonna draw it though. They're thinking about crewing, but we're not really thinking about crewing. So yeah, we're gonna just simply pass here. I think we're gonna put both our +1/+1s on this Brutal Cathar to get it out of Voltage Surge range. Although now a Voltage Surge gets cast 3 times. Alright, your opponents get into a bunch of drawing of cards. See if they're going to flip Brutal Cathars or not. We're going to hit this Recruitment Officer at the end of our turn now, though, since we don't have the mana for King Darien.
Clanks and whirs are a symphony. So here's the grand finale.
Another Bankbuster, sure. I don't know. Our opponent might run out of cards before us. Like, that's definitely a potential end state to this game. The Sahili Emblems is going to be a problem, though. Yeah, multiple Sahili Emblems? That would be nigh impossible for us to beat, I think. We'll see, though. Yeah, we're not looking good in this game. I think we're just really waiting for our opponent to show us a reason to concede. But it's kind of cool to see 2 big battlefields stare at each other, so... Oh my goodness. Our opponent has all of the value in their deck. 3rd Path Iconoclast, Sahili, Jaya. Our opponent's doing it. I hope our opponent's like playing here, recording for YouTube video too, so they get a nice video out of this because they are beating us up. Triggers galore. They can get a non-land permanent from their graveyard. Not sure what they would really want to get. Fable. Yeah, it's not bad. Fable's good here. It's just a stack. This is the value card zone right here. Value. Makes a monk, yep.
Go on. Impress.
See if our opponent actually decides they want to attack or not. They're deciding against it. Okay. Let's activate this Recruitment Officer. See if we can get anything that gives us some hope here. Baird is legendary, unfortunately. If Baird wasn't legendary in this situation, that would be pretty good, but unfortunately he is. So how far are we away on this? 2 more lands away on the double King Darien. And so we're just going to pass here, and I think the move now is to beef up some 2/2s into 3/3s just to get basically everything being able to block the Sahili as much as we can, at least. So the Sahili pumped tokens. If our opponent has anything at any time that just mass pumps their creatures, we are so dead, but I don't see it, at least. Okay, gonna be able to discard some things, probably some excess lands, so they don't need them. Discard an Otawara, which is kind of interesting. Maybe we shouldn't have cast that recruitment officer, so we could have flipped this vertical Thor. I actually do think that was correct. Now that I'm thinking about it, to not cast the recruitment officer. I was just thinking about getting more things to block, but I think getting this to flip was more important. Sure. Taps down my Baird. It's just blocking anyway. Okay, let's see if our opponent decides they want to give us a big swing. Opponent's getting low on cards. Like that is our win condition. They have to kill us at some point. Hercule, Master Wizard, Brothers War card. Human, at the beginning of your end step, if you cast a non-creature spell, this turn reveal the top 5 cards. For each card type among non-creature card spells you cast this turn, you may put a card of that type from among the revealed cards in your hand. Okay, more things that just draw cards. Opponent has all the cards. We're just looking for something that kills us before they deck out. That's really what we're looking for. Opponent has a load of creatures here. We don't have anything with lifelink, so if our opponent has lethal, we're definitely dead, but we're going to wait for our opponent to decide if they have lethal or not. They are just putting lands in their hand, though. So their opponent's getting low on cards, guys. That's our avenue. Creates a goblin. And see if our opponent finally decides that this is enough creatures to get on the move. I have to imagine they have another Volted Surge in their deck, so they will find that at one time, obliterate our board. Sure. They're revealing cards. See if they put any. Oh, another Terra Sunder. Okay, so they do have another Terra Sunder, which is actually kind of bad news for us. They can kill our King Darien. Another Baron, huh? Alright, for this turn, we're for sure just passing. And beefing up some more 2/2s. Our problem is we're only making 2 creatures a turn. Our opponent's making a lot of creatures per turn. But they're at 12 cards left in their library, folks. That could get interesting. Opponent has a sweet deck, and I'm kind of just in it to see them go off, kind of just in it to see them go off. Another Bankbuster. Yep, hit me up. Draw them cards. They do have a Volted Surge, and let me tell you, that's coming 2 more times, folks. Okay, so it's coming at our Siege Veteran, which that's fine. It's not creating tokens right now, and that's our main avenue to stay in this game, so I'm just going to resolve everything. Let our opponent sort it out. Opponent's keeping things on the top of their deck. They decided they have exactly as many cards as they need. See where they're going with this Volted Surge. Going on my 2/2s, maybe? Where did that go? Brutal Cathar, okay. Got their Sky Strike Officer back. But honestly, if they're drawing cards, it's probably good for us. Siege Veteran make some tokens. We have a lot of tokens to block too, actually, though. Opponent can Fable and draw more cards. Do whatever they want. I mean, honestly, our opponent discarded 2 cards. There must be some big hitter they're really going for. There must be. Opponent has to have lethal. I mean, I don't actually know, but opponent had, they're gonna tap.
Beauty is inspiring.
They are gonna tap and draw a card. Maybe they do have a big hitter they're really going for. They're gonna play another Fable. They are gonna play another Fable. don't know if our opponent really cares about how many cards are left in their deck. Unless they're really searching for a pump spell. So Tamio can tap something too. That is definitely something they can do. So they have another Fable. Well, if we live this turn and they decide to loot a bunch, we can win. Especially if they draw this Bank Buster at the end of the turn. Our opponent is not milling cards or doing anything. They're just doing their thing, you know. But might decide they can live next. They can win next turn. Imagine if we had a fog in our deck. We just like double fog them or something here. How mad they would be. Okay, let's see if our opponent does the big old attack we're hoping for. Oh, they don't. Okay, they're going to reveal their entire deck. Put them all back. Okay. So, don't know if we're going to be able to block through anything next turn. Let's actually recruitment officer. See if we can hit anything good with the recruitment officer. What do we got? Not on that one. How about the other recruitment officers? See if they have something better to offer. Ooh, Valiant Veteran's not bad. Yeah, we'll take the Valiant Veteran. Makes our creatures huge. Play the Ocean Frontliner. And obviously here we can't attack our opponents. Yeah, we simply can't do that. So we'll pass. There's nothing that hexproof and indestructible. None of our lands give sneaky like flying or anything, right? We're not just missing anything. Don't believe so. Alrighty. You're up, opponent. Do we have any 2/2s left? Doesn't look like we do, so we'll just buff up this Valiant Veteran. Our board is menacing. Is it going to be enough, though? Opponent has a lot going on. And they have so much power. They have 22. Yeah, we are definitely dead. But we'll play it out. Our opponent really only could have killed us this last turn, which is kind of impressive. They are cycling discarding. Folks, are they going to get rid of... Okay, no, they have one card left in their library. And let's see the big attack from our opponent. Come on, you got it. Opponent's doing some quick math in their head. They have not attacked with a Sky Strike Officer, which they could have for many turns. Take that. Baird gets hexproof and indestructible. Those two. No, that couldn't matter. That extra damage in there could matter. I just want to know how much we're dead by. I mean, we just have so much invested in this game at this point. Let's see. Come on, opponent, show us your big attack. Are they going to draw one more card just for their rubbins? Just so they're exactly at 0 cards? Oh, they're going to crew. There, they're going to crew. Opponent looks like they're actually going in. GG's our opponent. Fair game. You know, I respect them not emoting us to make us say good game or whatever. You know, this is a close game for sure. If we had anything in our deck that could give us flying or really just any sort of evasion, we would have won this game, I think. But alas, we do not have any. Terra Sunder on our Valiant Veteran. That is just rude. Gonna have to save that one. That one's not legendary. Opponent's gonna hold on to that last card in the library with their dear life. Alrighty. Come on, opponent. Show me your attack. They have to rub it in with another bank buster. No, I respect it. Let's get like a 1-mana fog going on here just to mess with our opponent. They swing out with everybody. We have a lethal crack pack. Just imagine if we had a 1-0 fog in this deck. Alright, come on, opponent. Get with the program. Let's get attacking. They're checking if we have anything sneaky going on. Oh, they're checking for an artifact to kill with our soldier. Yeah, go for it. They're just doing everything they can. I respect it from our opponent. They're hustling. We'll get a plains. And a 1-1. And they didn't do too much for opponent's position. Alright, opponent. Send them my way. What you got? What you got, opponent? What do you think? We die by 47, 40? I'm guessing we're dead by 48. That's my official guess. We block relatively well. One of his triggers galore going on. Okay. Finally resolved their triggers. Oh, just kidding. Two more. Sorry, folks. Two more. All right, bring it my way. Blockers time. Alrighty, we're blocking Hercule for sure. Getting that out of here. Blocking the Bank Buster. This has Hexproof and Indestructible. Blocking another Bank Buster for sure. And yeah, otherwise we're just gonna eat up some tutus. Yeah, I'm guessing they're dead by around 48 here. We'll see. Can't even block the mound of tutus they have, soldiers from these iconoclasts. Alrighty. See how much that is. Here's the longest combat step you've ever seen in your life unfolding on MagicTheGathering Arena. I'm guessing, yeah, neg 48. Let's see what happens when we're all dead and said all there. It's an odd number, so it's already not looking good. Neg 35. My guess was a little off, but the end result was not a little off. We're dead by a lot. That was fun. GG's to our opponent, Siren. We let you have some fun there. I think we were dead for sure for a couple turns, but you know, you could have drawn your deck. But alrighty, GG's. Let's head to the wrap up. Okay, and we're back with the Queen's Guard, and this deck was a pretty much a blast to play. I mean, soldiers is just so fun. I just love playing this archetype with little wrinkles here, little wrinkles there. Just the base mode of getting your opponent dead is pretty powerful with this deck. Everything you do just punches your opponent in the face. And so you saw that with a lot of our early wins in the ladder. And it has some late game staying potential too with Baird plus King Darian if our opponent doesn't have Wraths. Queen Kayla, we did not really get to do the combo, I would say, of discarding, you know, at 1, 2, and a 3 drop, but we got a little bit of value out of Queen Kayla during the video. But mostly, I would say the biggest hitters from the legendary quadro here is King Darian and Baird that had a pretty good showing there, and Hajar, Loyal Bodyguard, we didn't really see a whole bunch of, honestly. For being a 4 of, we didn't draw it too much in the hour we were playing this deck on the ladder. But yeah, is this deck better than just a typical soldier deck? My hunch answer is to say no. I don't think. I think you would be better off playing a more proactive card than playing Queen Kayla. I think just having a card more focused around killing your opponent instead of one just needing to stick around for a turn, and for you to have 4 lands, 4 lands the next turn, and for you to still have things to discard. It asks a lot to go right of this card. So I don't think it's really the best thing you can be doing in Brothers War Standard, but it's definitely fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun playing this deck. I feel like I just can't wipe the smile off my face right now. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. But I think that's the official verdict. You can still get a lot of wins with this deck because the soldier base is good. I mean, if you want to do something good and fun at the same time, lower your win percentage a little bit, up your fun percentage a good amount. I think this is a good choice for you if that's your goal for the ladder. But alrighty, GG's. Shout out to Ace Llama again for submitting this deck. And if you want your deck in this spot, please submit it in the I Play Your Deck Google form down below. Always looking for new cool brews to play. Yeah, until next time, wherever you are, whenever you are, have a magical day.